Hey friends, welcome back to the podcast known as Behind the Badge. I'm Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter here in Rochester, New York, and today we're talking about our handicap parking enforcement details and a fine sergeant, Bill Mackin, that took it upon himself to start developing these details and really go out there and educate the public, but also enforce some laws on handicap parking, which I think we all probably have a soft spot in our heart for this type of enforcement. How about a real quick introduction of yourself, and then we'll get into the why behind this.
Sounds good. So my name's Sergeant Bill Mackin. I've been with the department for a little over 11 years now. Currently assigned to B-Zone 3rd Platoon, so that covers Henrietta, Rush, Mendon, and Wheatland. 3rd Platoon meaning 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's my shift. I've been there as a sergeant now for about a year and a half. Right. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I came up as a deputy through B-Zone, so I'm very familiar with the area.
And you're part of our SWAT team?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just, I find it ironic. SWAT cops out doing handicap parking enforcement. This is the diversity of law enforcement that we do in public safety. But so you decided a while back to start an initiative to really concentrate on parking enforcement when it comes to handicap parking and violations of those spots. So the question I have is the why, real quick. Why do you find such a passion behind this?
Yeah, so like I said, I came up as a deputy in B-Zone. It's very, very heavy with business and commercial activity, big parking lots, and it's something that just over the years that I've worked in B-Zone, I've noticed is a kind of a reoccurring problem, and it seems like it's an issue that we have to address. We have to find time to address it, and the passion behind it was, obviously seeing this and understanding that there is a person that's that ultimately suffers when somebody doesn't adhere to these laws and ordinances.
And we're going to talk about, you're out on a detail right here, and obviously we're videotaping that detail. We'll talk about it in a second, but you ran across this guy. I mean, this is not even a handicap parking problem. This is just plain absurd.
Yeah, I don't know.
The way he's parking too, right?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
He's just trying to bring a ticket upon his windshield.
Yeah, yeah, that guy was parked
diagonal.
Yeah, diagonally.
Just doesn't care about anybody else. That's how I look at it.
I would agree.
Yeah. So this detail. So you've been out training a few deputies. You put together your first detail to go out and proactively look for these enforcement opportunities. Let's talk about the detail a bit, and then we'll talk about the difference between state law and town law, and what you use to your advantage in this enforcement.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the detail, you put together a detail, going out with a couple of deputies, hitting those high traffic areas, and
yep. Yeah, so the detail, we put it together. We had, fortunately, with our manpower that we have now, we had the manpower to conduct a detail like this. Obviously, with our job, 911 calls, they have to come first.
Right.
When somebody calls for help, we have to go. So the additional manpower that we have allowed us to kind of have some latitude to put a detail like this together. So basically leading up to it, we reviewed, obviously, the New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law, and then also the Henrietta Town Code. And, we have an understanding that the law allows us to impound vehicles when they're parked in this manner, in addition to issuing the ticket.
Right.
So we made the decision that, we were going to do what the law affords us to do, and to curb the problem, really. Yeah,
I'm sure the word gets out when you're out starting to impound a few vehicles. I think you got 17 tickets, 13 impounds in the first day, right?
Yeah, 17 tickets, 13 impounds, and that was in about 4 hours. I mean, it was kind of a revolving door over at the tow lot. We were just, one tow truck was driving out, and the new one was coming in with a car. So, and
that's how we do these to educate the public. That's one thing. These podcasts, right? We'd rather educate than enforce, right?
Of course.
And this hopefully is an educational tool. This is got to be a zero tolerance, and we all have loved ones in our families that have these stickers, right? And they have them for a good reason. And for someone that's able to just jump in a car and park wherever they want, that's just plain laziness. But it's also not only a violation of the law, but it's something we got to remind the public. This is not the right thing to do as in our society.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. How do the deputies like doing it? They're out and doing this type of proactive police work.
They loved it. Yeah, I think they love it. And obviously this would have been nothing without the deputies that, we had assigned to it. But everybody, it's something that everybody can kind of get behind. Everybody knows that it's wrong. Yeah. Everybody knows that, when there are violations of this law, there's somebody, like you'll see the video here, right? This is a handicapped individual who, spent a significant amount of time driving around looking for a spot because there were cars that were parked there. And, he's just going to do his shopping. So something that's just kind of like an everyday thing that he does, people need to understand that there's downstream
There's affecting
effects.
people. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and people that absolutely need those spots,
Yes.
right, for good reason. Yeah, it's a great thing you put together, Sarge. It's a great a why we're here. We're public servants. We're law enforcement. That's part of our job, but public service, and making sure the people are safe and secure and moving about our community with the freedoms they deserve. And this is a freedom being taken away from people that deserve this freedom, that be parking these handicap spots. So you went with town code as opposed to New York state law.
Yeah, so there's a couple, both the New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law and the Henrietta Town Code do allow us to impound vehicles that are parked in violation of the handicap section. So
That's great.
That's what we decided to do, and the reaction from the general public was great too. I mean, we were, in the parking lot, we're getting people that are stopping, walking in to get their groceries. They're saying,
Thank God.
thank you,
Exactly.
thank you,
Absolutely.
cheering us on. So
Yeah, no one enjoys seeing a lazy person get out of a car and running into a store from a handicap spot.
Exactly.
That's just rude.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Sarge. We just wanted to educate the public first. If you can do anything for us, don't park there, right? You
Yeah.
have to go those extra steps, get your steps in your step meter that day, and treat someone else that needs these spots with a little empathy and compassion. But if not, you got Sergeant Mackin and the crew behind you that are willing to tag and tow your car. We'd much rather not.
Yeah.
Just park appropriately and be a good citizen. And I think that's the simplest way to sum this up. Want to talk SWAT real quick or no?
We could. Yeah, we could.
But no, thanks for coming in, and
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for having a passion for this. Really appreciate it. And to you and your platoon, appreciate it.
Yes,
and,
sir.
Thanks for mentioning the manpower. We did get extra manpower last year. We always said we can go from a reactive mode to a proactive mode, and this is a great example of that.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been possible without it. So
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, till next week, folks. Have a good day and be safe.